All right, we are now live. Hello, everybody. This is the official announcement for the champion. I'm just going to let everybody get in here real fast. So obviously, we had the initial announcement of What If winning the championship, but due to a NASCAR Heat 3 scoreboard error, we had to go back and review every lap. And after reviewing every lap, we came to the conclusion that by one lap and 1 point, that Dale Reynolds has been declared the inaugural champion of this the season. So any questions that anybody has, we're here to answer. And obviously, congratulations to Dale Reynolds on his championship. A good season by all of them. Especially What If, and Dale had consistency all year, got his first win tonight. And in spectacular fashion. So if my fellow admins want to go ahead and unmute their mic and answer questions.
Yeah, I'm about to get the stream up.
Yeah, I'll just make sure just to clarify. So initially we had saw that it had put What If in second, and then corrected or uncorrected, depending on what way you look at it, put him in third. So based on the core point system, the winner gets 21 points before any bonus points are added in. Third gets 15, which they both led laps, and they both were the two drivers to lead the most laps. What If early on in the race led 28 laps. Dale Reynolds, due to leading early, 1 lap in the middle of the race he led, and then leading the final 26 laps, led 29 laps, which means he gets the bonus point for most laps led. So at the end of the day, Dale Reynolds gets 23 total points from this race, whereas What If Racing gets 16. You add 16 to 165 for What If Racing, that's 181 points. And you add 23 to 159 for Dale Reynolds, that's 182, meaning that basically it came down to 1 lap led. Had What If led 1 more lap during the race and Dale had led the same amount, it would have been a tie, went to What If, but due to D-Ray getting that extra lap, that's what was the difference.
Yeah, Dale's going to be in here in a second, but honestly, what a final, last lap there between both of them. As you heard Jared explain, that 1 lap was what made all the difference, because the tiebreaker would have gone to What If Racing, but that one wasn't meant to happen in the end. But a crazy end to a crazy season. So there's Dale Reynolds right there, the inaugural core champion. Oh my Lord, dude! What?
Congratulations, man!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh
my God!
What were your initial thoughts when you heard that you were the champion?
A big relief of stress. Like, oh my God! Like it's just one of those deals where I have so much love for What If, and I have so much love for Ed, who is also in championship contention, and he was really just. I can't even talk right now, man. Just absolute relief. I love What If, and I respect the hell out of him and what he has done. And he was tracking me down all season. And then by some miracle, we pulled off the massive, crazy Atlanta finish. And oh my God, just I'm wore out.
Yeah, man, for sure. You finally get that elusive first core victory, and it happens to be the one that, puts you, it just declares you as a champion. I mean, that must be pretty crazy.
That is crazy. And and Soundhead was joking with me all season. He was like, "Nah, man, he's gonna win this week. Nah, man, you're gonna win this week." And it was like a month ago that he was joking around. He's like, "Dude, don't even worry about it. You're gonna get the walk-off win in Atlanta and win the championship." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't believe you." Well, I mean, I joked around with my guys in the stream before the race started that I was gonna be like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was gonna go in there and raise hell and open a can of whoop ass and all this other thing. And God, we needed that perfect race, and my God, we had that perfect race almost. It almost didn't end up perfect, but we had that perfect race finally.
Yeah, I mean, everything seemed to go right this race for you, except for that, that one caution where you got wrecked. But I mean, Just looking back on every result you've had this year, I mean, is there anything really that you felt like you could have done better, or anything, just because now you're in the champion victory lane?
What I could have done better, let's see. I really feel like that I could have been, and I don't mean to sound the bad way, I could have been maybe more selfish. I could have taken more chances and caused wrecks and try to win races. The one thing I could have done a little differently was maybe raced with Michael Marutz a little bit harder at Chicagoland. I just, could have definitely pushed the issue a little bit more with him, and among other things. I got to quit out my Discord. I'm sorry if that overlaps, but yeah, but I work so hard to try and take care of other people. So sometimes there'd be a situation where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to, do that, get and try to move inside of somebody. I raced a little more aggressively tonight, and I guess that showed. So, but yeah, just a lot of situations where if I wanted to be more selfish, I probably should have been, but I don't. That's not just not how I race. I like to take care of other people, even if it means I got to sacrifice a point or two. But there's a number of finishes that I feel like we really should have gotten. I feel like there's a couple of times we should have gotten a win. Chicago was one. If I had a couple more laps, I felt like I could have gotten past Michael there. And Bristol, I felt like Bristol kind of we're doing really good at Bristol, and we kind of things happened there and kind of gave it away.
Well, yeah, you mean like just so now also just looking back on the season, what are your general thoughts on, how the season unraveled and stuff like that?
I felt like it unraveled pretty good. We had some issues at Michigan, and we've had some people leave the league, because for differences or whatever. I felt like the whole season, I did exactly what I'm used to doing, and that is with the sim racing and among other things like that, is that usually I'm more of a Mark Martin stature. I usually will ease into things. I kind of, all right, let's settle in, let's get a long run here, and let's be consistent. I'm not one to go out there and just drive really hard, really fast and try to lead every lap. That's just not my style. It's never been my style. So as far as just kind of comparing that, I feel like that it's a real, I did exactly what I intended to with, being Mr. Consistency for the first 10 races. And then we had Talladega was kind of the off one. And I guess Atlanta makes up for it.
Well, yeah, just the amount of consistency that was shown by you this season honestly makes you the most deserving champion in my book. Had the best average finish in the entire league. Honestly, well-earned championship by you. Congratulations from the core, man. And how does it feel? You've officially etched your name in the history books as the first ever champion and the first ever legend.
Oh my God, it feels amazing. It really does. And, I just want to take a second to take a big shout out to everybody who made everything possible in the core, all the sponsors and all the admins and everybody, every single person that tuned in even once to a core race to watch it online. A big thank you to everybody who made this work. This is amazing. I've raced in many other leagues, and I've gotten some championships, and just a shout out to my guys in Nuff World. Unfortunately, Nuff World is no longer existent, but my love for the guys in Nuff World, that's where I got my start, and that's where I got, I cut my teeth racing in leagues over there. So it feels amazing to be able to do this, and for people to eventually get all the NASCAR tubers together, and that was the idea, was to get everybody together to race together and have fun. This was awesome. And for me, for my little old channel to me and my little channel compared to some other of the guys that are in the core, for us to kind of come from out of nowhere, because nobody really knew or expected us, and for us to win the championship is just that's a blessing. It really is. I'm so pleased, honored, and humbled to be the first core champion, and to be able to represent you guys is absolutely fantastic.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to say really quick, as the league's founder and stuff, first off, thanks to the fans and stuff, man, for us, just watching every race all season during the off season. And I just wanted to say, man, I'm glad. I'm so happy that you're our first core champion, man, and just congratulations. It's awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot.
Yeah. On behalf of everyone that's helped, make this league what it is, congratulations, dude. You've really earned it. Proud to have you as our first ever champion.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And I don't mean to. I'm just gonna do my signature little clap and take the bow. Thank you very, very much, every single one of you. You guys, thank everybody. And there's so many people I can thank, and that list is a mile long. But just gotta cover it with a thank you to everybody and everybody that made this possible.
Well, yeah. Unless any of my other admins want to say anything that about wraps it up, Jarrett, Ed, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I want to thank you for being a good champion, because going through the year, I know that last week, I do have to ask, last week after Talladega, when you were already congratulating What If and already saying that, you'd thrown the championship away, was there anything in the back of your mind saying maybe I'll come up and win it? Or was it just a pipe dream for you at that point?
It really was just this was kind of the equivalent of, in my opinion, it was kind of the equivalent of like the big Patriots comeback. And I know there's some people out there that are going to hate me saying that, but What If had consistently been winning races, and Ed was winning races, and they were, even if they weren't winning races, they were outpointing me in every race. And yeah, it was nice to finish second, third, and things like that. But they were pointing me, and then when we had that Talladega race last week where absolutely nothing could go right, we finished 10th, and I was so frustrated because I myself am such a competitive person that it's almost to a fault. Like it's my own weakness, and I'm so competitive, and I had to really step back and say, is this really fun? Like, if I'm going to be doing this and not having fun, should I even bother showing up to Atlanta next week? But everything happens, and we went on a tirade, and it all heat of the moment stuff, and it took a couple of days. I'm like, what? Just show up to Atlanta. At least if I'm going to lose, let me at least lose heads up. Let me lose the championship in a decent way where I show up and get beat. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like at least show your face. And I knew that with Atlanta being the way that it was, it's like a plate track, a 1.5 mile plate track. You just, anything can happen. As we saw tonight, anything can happen. And so just had to go in there and had to be more aggressive and run that perfect race. And that's that one lap, that one lap that we led, that What If or Sloppy Joe didn't lead is what got us here. So,
well, and looking at it, it looks like, based on the top 5, you beat the 5 best drivers or the 4 best drivers in core. Because if you look back, second was Sloppy Joe, third was What If, fourth was Raw Gator, and fifth was Ed Soundhead. And unless there's some odd thing that goes on points wise, those are the guys. You 5 are the 5 who finished the top 5 in the point standings. So it wasn't like it was a slouch win either. It wasn't like a luck win either. You had to beat the best that were out there this week.
Yeah, that we did. And I knew it was going to be that way from lap 1, because I think Ed won the pole. I think What If started 3rd and I started 5th. And then the inside lane took over on that first lap. And there we were, 1, 2, 3 on the first lap. And I knew that I had my work cut out in the very first lap of tonight's race to be able to get ahead of them.
Well, that about wraps it up. In the conclusion of the Soundhead Entertainment 500, Dale Reynolds, and the driver, the number 32 for Blue Oval Racing, is crowned champion. Again, thank you to everybody that's followed us throughout this season. Congratulations to Dale Reynolds, and we'll see you for season 2. Thank you all for watching.